Okay, so this is my video response to Nalt's video asking us to share our top 10 funniest moments of our life. And obviously these aren't going to be like my complete top 10 because I can't think that far back, but here are some that I remembered. I only have 7, so my top 7. Okay, the first one, they're in no order, but the first one, I was at Sonic with my best friend Jessie, and we were in my car, and we're sitting at the drive-thru waiting to get our food. And so I'm sitting there and we're just talking with the radio on and stuff. And then I hear this engine revving, like a car is revving their engine. And so I'm like, who the heck is doing that? They need to be patient. Like, I can't rush anything. And I look and everyone's staring over, and then I look down and I realize my foot is pushing the gas pedal down and my car is going crazy because my car was in park and just like, it was really funny, and I laughed for like an hour, and the lady that was bringing our food looked at us like we were crazy because I couldn't talk to her because I was laughing too hard. Alright, the second one, I was in the car with my family, my stepmom and all the stepkids and my sister and stuff, and we had OnStar. We were going to call my dad on the phone, and OnStar is not only used for like emergencies and stuff, but you can actually call people, so we were going to call my dad, and so we're trying to put the numbers in, and the automated lady is like, please enter your phone number. So we say 9, 4, and then we try to like say our number. And every time we say a number, the lady goes, pardon? Pardon? She's like, 9, pardon? And so then we had like each of the kids trying to do it. And then we were laughing so hard that by the time that we were actually, we forgot what we were trying to call my dad for in the first place. But then we just stopped talking to the lady because we were laughing so hard. And in the middle of our laughing, like the whole car is full. It's a huge truck full of kids. The lady goes, pardon? And everyone busts out laughing. I guess that might have been you had to be there, but it was really funny at the time. Alright, the third one, I have this crazy teacher, in junior year I had her, and she was talking about the Puritans, who were really religious, and they went like straight by the book, and it was like ridiculously religious. And they were super strict, super strict. And so she gets in front of the class. She's a brand new teacher to our school, so we didn't know anything about her. We were all kind of like, not sure if we liked this teacher or not. We hadn't had her for a long enough time to really decide if she was cool. In the end, she turned out to be really cool, but this instance, okay, she gets in front of the classroom, and we're all listening for her to tell us about the Puritans. And she gets up there, and the Puritans have to experience God in a physical way. That was one of their things. If you didn't do that, you were like an outcast or whatever. So they had to actually experience God, and it would happen in church and in really public places. And experiencing God sounded like a Herbal Essence commercial. And if you haven't seen that, Google it. But it's really funny. So she gets in front of the class, and she's holding the book, and she backs up, and she starts making all these noises like in the like in the Herbal Essence commercials in the middle of class, and then you look around and all the kids are like completely quiet, like, did she just do that? And you swear that everyone can hear it. It was really funny because she was brand new and no one knew what kind of person she was, or she was, sense of humor. We were all supposed to be like, we're supposed to be learning. This is crazy. That was one of the greatest moments. We laughed about that for years and years after, and actually still talk about it sometimes. Okay, number 4, my best friend Jessie, her dad, okay, her dad's name is John, and I was at their house. I go over there all the time, and I was there for the weekend. And her house is, well, we always thought it was haunted because her pantry and her kitchen would always just crack open when no one was touching it. It would just open in the middle of nothing. And so I always hated that house because it was really creepy, and I always thought it was haunted. And so I didn't like to walk around the house by myself. It was kind of like an L-shaped house. So one end of the house, like the bottom of the L, would be like the living room, and then you'd go up and over to the other end, and that would be her room. So I had to go into the kitchen for something, I don't remember. So I started walking into the kitchen, and I hear this noise, and it's like, like, what is that? So I'm keep walking into the kitchen because I'm like thinking, oh, maybe Jessie's mom is down in the living room because I couldn't see around the corner. So I peek my head around the corner and I walk down in the living room and I don't hear anything and I don't see anyone, and I'm like, what the heck? So I walk back in the kitchen trying to like grab a bag of chips or something, and I hear this huge, loud noise. It's like, ah! But it was like really manly and scared the crap out of me. I ran so fast I knocked all the chair over, the dining room chair. I heard a big loud bang. And Jessie comes running out of her room. She's like, what happened? What happened? I'm like, I don't know, there's a ghost in your kitchen. Screaming and stuff. And then I hear her dad cracking up laughing from his bedroom. He comes in there, he's like, I put the other Nextel phone in the closet, and then I held it down and I'd called her. And I was making all these noises. It was so funny, but I was so mad at him because he scared me really bad. Alright, number 5. My mom came home one day. It was later. I think she went out to dinner, and I was home with my sister. And she came back, and she was mad at something really stupid. I don't know. I said something, and she doesn't take a joke. Like, if I get her with a really good comeback, she gets mad at me because apparently she's the only one allowed to do that. So she gets mad at me, and she goes in her room and slams her door, and I'm like, what the heck? So I'm sitting there watching TV, and then, like, 5 minutes later, I hear the door, like she's trying to pull it to get it open. And she starts banging on the door and screaming, like, Kira, unlock the door! You locked me in here! Why did you lock me in here? And I'm like, how am I supposed to lock you in here? I've been sitting on the couch the whole time. The lock's on the inside of the room. What the heck? She's sitting there screaming. I'm, like, at the other end of the door, like, what do you want me to do? And then she finally gets it open, and she gives me the death stare, like, why did you do that? I'm like, I didn't do anything. So she jammed the door shut really tight when she slammed it, and it wouldn't open, and she was freaking out. It was really funny. Maybe another you had to be there moment. Half of these moments I actually have on video, but I don't feel like getting them. Anyways, number 6, I went on a trip for FFA. We did a competition. It was in Gainesville, Florida, so we had to drive like 3.5 hours to get there. And my advisor for FFA, Miss Diamond, she's really young, like 26, and she's super fun and really goofy, so it's a lot of fun to hang out with her. And we stopped at a gas station, I think on the way back, and she was pumping the gas, and we took a county van, so she had to put gas in it, and we locked her out, and I was recording, and so you see her standing there pumping gas, and we're all staring at her because we just locked the door and she doesn't know it, and so she's like laughing, like thinking we're just staring at her, and so she sticks her ring finger up to the window like this, like she's gonna actually flick us off, but really it was the ring finger. And so we all started laughing. She was like, I'm just kidding, laughing, and she's like, it was my ring finger. And I got that on tape, and then she comes up, because she thinks we're all laughing because she just did the ring finger, which we didn't even, half of us didn't even see. So we're all laughing because she's about to try to get in the van. And so she pulls on the handle, and she's like, and she gives us the sad face, like, and she's like, let me in, and she starts laughing. And none of us are doing anything, and I have my camera, and I'm, like, recording it, and she's sitting there trying to pull it and open the door, and then she stops, and she, like, dances. We were all laughing so hard, it was ridiculous, and we finally let her in the car, but it was really a great moment. You might have to admit to that one, too. And then the last one that I can think of is my friend Alyssa and I, in, I think, 7th grade. We were at her house, and no one was home, and so we turned on music really loud, and she has wood floors, and so we turned up the music, and it was like super loud. I'm like, do you think that's okay to have that loud? And she was like, yeah, it's fine. So we have it really loud, and we're like screaming and singing and stomping around on the floor, and we hear the phone ring, and she answers the phone. She's like, hello? And her neighbor is like, Alyssa, are you okay? We hear like screaming and banging, and I thought you were dying over there. And we're like, oh my gosh, they could hear that, because it wasn't just the next door neighbor, she was right across the street. So apparently we were being loud enough that the entire neighborhood could hear us. That was a really great moment. I'm sure I have more, but I can't think of them right now. So that's my top 7 funniest moments of my life.